There is a very simple and interesting problem in fluid mechanics which goes something like this. Imagine that you have a water tank and you poke a hole to the side of the water tank so that water comes out with a certain speed and falls at a particular distance r from its base. What should be the height at which you create this hole so that R is maximized? You see, if you poke a hole near the top of the water tank, the speed at which the water emerges would be very less. As a result, the range of this water stream would also be less. But if we could somehow decrease the height of this particular hole, we would see that the speed of the water projectile would increase. As a result, the range is also going to increase up to a certain point. Beyond that, the range would further decrease because there is no sufficient vertical distance left for the water to complete. So this is an interesting optimization problem that involves certain important principles in fluid mechanics, namely Bernoulli's equation, Torricelli's law, and an idea about figuring out maximum range of a projectile. And as you can see, I have a new setup for my teaching, for my lectures, and I was thinking of coming up with an interesting small problem to do as a first video, so here it is. So let's first talk about the Bernoulli's equation. This is effectively a statement about the conservation of mechanical energy for fluids. So think of an ideal fluid. By ideal, we mean something that is incompressible, that has no friction, no viscosity. In that kind of a situation, for a streamline, the conservation of mechanical energy principle is given by the Bernoulli's equation, where capital P here is the pressure, half rho v square is the kinetic energy expression, rho being the density of the fluid, and rho gh is the gravitational potential energy expression, where rho being the density of the fluid. Right hand side is a constant. So you see here, the first term basically corresponds to pressure energy per unit volume. Okay, how can you figure that out? If you know what pressure expression is simply nothing but force upon area, right? So qualitatively you can understand that force times distance essentially gives us work done, which is nothing but energy. So if I multiply with distance to the numerator and the denominator, effectively, qualitatively, you can see that it has the units of energy per unit volume. So this is pressure energy per unit volume. In a similar fashion, if you look at the second term, this is nothing but the kinetic energy of the fluid per unit volume, because what is kinetic energy? Kinetic energy is half mv square, and if I divide it by volume, m upon capital V will simply give you rho, right? Similarly, for the gravitational potential energy, you have mgh. If I divide it by capital V, that will give us rho, which is the density. So this is gravitational potential energy per unit volume. Okay, this is effectively a very important principle in fluid mechanics, and this is what we are going to use for our first calculation. So imagine that you have this kind of a hole here and the water is coming out with a certain speed, we call it V. And I want to calculate this particular expression in two distinct regions, inside, okay, and immediately outside the walls. So let's suppose I want to calculate it inside the water tank and immediately outside the water tank. If I do that, so what would be capital P here? Capital P is nothing but the pressure involved. So if you notice, there is atmospheric pressure throughout. So I can say that there is atmospheric pressure above the water tank acting on this particular water column, as well as atmospheric pressure outside the particular surface. So here you can write atmospheric pressure plus half rho. Now this is the important approximation we are going to make, that if the water tank is large enough so that the stream of water that is coming out, it has a small width, so it has a large velocity, but the velocity inside the water tank is very, very less, okay, near approximately equal to 0. So that is the approximation we're going to make. I mean, if you want to make a comparison, you can let this term survive and calculate a much more accurate expression. But for a large enough water tank, this approximation holds, okay? Because inside the water has a very less speed compared to outside, right? And if you look at the third term, okay, rho GH. Now here, it is up to us what is the reference for the ground. So if I choose this particular height as a reference for the ground, because we have to calculate the potential energy, so I need some reference, right? So reference for V, in that situation, this particular distance I call as H. If I call this as H, then this becomes rho GH. Fine. Now let's look outside. Outside also we have atmospheric pressure, but the water coming out has a certain finite speed. So I'm going to say half rho V square. And because I have chosen this particular level as the reference for V, here this is simply rho G and H is equal to 0. So therefore this term becomes 0, right? This term becomes 0 as an approximation. These two terms cancel out and we are left with rho GH is equal to half rho V square. Rho and rho gets cancelled and we are simply left with V equals 2 GH root over. This is what is known as the Torricelli's law, or the velocity of efflux. We have derived this using the Bernoulli's principle, but it has a specific name called velocity of efflux. Okay, this gives us the speed at which water comes out of any hole that we poke on the side of a large column of water or any other kind of a liquid, right? So it kind of depends on acceleration due to gravity and this particular distance from the top of the water column, okay? So now the question is, how can we use this to calculate this range here? All right, but before I do that, I want to mention one thing, that you may have seen this expression before, right? Maybe let's suppose you are studying projectile motion of a particle and maybe you have seen this expression, right? So imagine that you have like a particle, okay, that is falling under gravity, okay, a particle which is falling under gravity. And if you try to calculate what's going to happen to its velocity, then by a very simple calculation you can show that the potential energy mgh of the particle gets converted to the kinetic energy half mv square. Again, by a simple calculation, the speed comes out to be 2gh root over. Exactly the same as this. So effectively, we have the similar expression for a fluid mechanics as well. For a point mass particle, the potential energy gets converted to kinetic energy, and as a result, the velocity of a particle after having traveled a distance of h is root over 2gh. And in this scenario, we have exactly the similar result, because at the end of the day, the potential energy is getting converted to kinetic energy of the fluid. So V comes out to be root 2gh. For all the students preparing for competitive examinations in India, we offer dedicated live and recorded courses to help you in your journey. Our focus is on building a strong foundation in physics and developing the skills necessary for complex problem solving. If you're looking for the same, you can explore our platform Elevate classes and join with us for your preparation. So now that we have done Bernoulli's equation, obtained the Torricelli's law, let us figure out how we can maximize this, okay, by tweaking with this particular expression. So if I have any kind of a distance, so if I have a particle or a column of water or a unit of fluid having speed 2gh, right? Then I'm interested in calculating how much time it takes to go from here to here. What is this distance? This is the height of the water tank minus small h, right? So then we can simply use, equations of kinematics. So distance is h, capital H minus small h is equal to ut plus half gt square. Just a simple kinematics equation, right? Because what is the initial velocity in the vertical direction? The initial velocity in the vertical direction is 0. Okay? The initial velocity in the vertical direction is 0. So therefore, u is taken to be 0 here. And this expression simply gives us capital H minus small h is equal to half g t square. And therefore, from here I can calculate time. It simply comes out to be twice of capital H minus small h upon g root over. So this is the amount of time it takes for the water column to come and reach level ground, right? So if this is the time it takes, then what should be the range r? We know the speed, we know the, time. So we can easily calculate the distance here. So the distance is nothing but speed into time. So the distance is r, speed is v times t. So v is 2g small h root over times root over 2 capital H minus small h upon g. So g and g gets cancelled. 2 and 2 will basically give you 4 inside the square root, which effectively becomes 2 outside the square root, and then you have h capital H minus h root over. That's it. Using simple kinematics equation, we have obtained the horizontal range of this particular fluid. Yeah. So when I do that, one thing becomes very interesting, that first of all, we can try to plot this in a graph. So as I change the position of the hole, you can see in this particular graph, the range initially increases. It reaches a particular maximum, and with further decrease in the positioning of the hole, the range further decreases. So we are interested in calculating that particular sweet spot for maximizing this particular quantity. So how do you maximize a particular function? Okay? How do you maximize it? By the way, one thing you must have noticed here, that there are two solutions of range for a given h, right? So that means if I give you a simple example, let's suppose that I take I poke the hole at, let's suppose, a distance of small h is equal to 3 meters, right? So that this comes out to be 7 meters, right? So in that situation, range is going to come out to be r equals to 3, and if this is overall is h is equal to 10, so this is 7 meters, so 3 times 7 equals to root 21, right, meters. What if I poke a hole somewhere here so that this distance is 7 meter and the remaining distance is 3 meter, then also I end up getting 2 times root over 7 times 3, which is 2 times root 21, which means there is an element of symmetry with respect to the middle of the column. So that means this water will also fall at the same distance. You see what's happening? Both these two streams are going to fall at the same location. So now let's try to maximize this function to get our final answer. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, yeah? So dr upon dH is equal to 0. If I do that, this is a very simple calculation of d upon dH. Here you have twice root over small h, capital H minus small h is equal to 0. This calculation simply gives you 2 times, here you have square root, so you can say half, and here you have h, capital H minus small h. So here you have 2 to the power half minus half. So minus half, and in the bracket you will have capital H minus h, and then you have minus h, right? Okay, and this overall is nothing but equal to 0, right? So this gets cancelled, and we are left with a very simple expression that capital H minus 2h upon square root of small h, capital H minus small h is equal to 0. The moment I make this equal to 0, I am only left with capital H minus 2h is equal to 0. So capital H is equal to 2h, which means small h is capital H upon 2. So the range will be maximized if we poke this hole at the exact vertical middle of the water tank. That is it. So at the exact vertical middle, the range is going to be maximized. That's it. So based on the idea of Bernoulli's equation, we derive the Torricelli's law, the velocity of efflux, and by doing some simple kinematics and maximizing a function, we obtained the positioning of the hole so that the water stream range is maximized. Can you also calculate what is going to be the maximum range in this kind of a scenario? In this kind of a scenario, the maximum range we can obtain just by plugging this value back into our equation here, okay? So let's calculate this here itself. So maximum range is h by 2. So if I plug this in, r, or I should make the calculations here. Let me calculate it here. So let me do the calculations here. The maximum range is r max equals 2 times root over capital H by 2 and capital H minus capital H by 2. So this is just equal to, this is h by 2 times h by 2, so h by 4, 4 comes out, 2 and 2 gets cancelled, this is just h. So that means the maximum distance a stream of water coming out of the side of a water tank that it can reach is exactly equal to the height of the water column. That's it. Okay? And it is achieved at a height of half the distance of the water column. So this was an interesting problem which involved some core ideas of Bernoulli's equation, conservation of energy principle, Torricelli's law, velocity of efflux, and small calculations of projectile motion. So I hope you have understood this simple calculation, simple problem. That's it for today. I'm Divij Jyoti Das. Thank you so much. This is For the Love of Physics. I'll see you again. Take care. Bye-bye.